Hi, I'm Wayne Jennings, and I'm going to be checking out a new action camera gimbal. This is the INKEE Falcon Plus. Now, unlike other gimbals, this one is specifically designed to be used with the newer GoPro cameras like the 8, 9, and 10 that can use the media mod case. Now that makes the camera physically bigger, and this gimbal is designed for that extra size. Now the big advantage, of course, with the media mod case is you have a built-in microphone so you can get better audio, and there's a shoe on the top if you want to attach accessories like a light or a wireless microphone. Now I just want to let you know that this was sent to me free of charge by PerGear. PerGear is an online photo video company, and they sell products like tripods and lighting and lenses and of course gimbals and stabilizers. So they basically just wanted my opinion on how good this is, so they sent it my way. They're not paying me to do this review, but I'm gonna get out, put the camera on there, shoot some scenes, and we'll check it out. The INKEE Falcon Plus 3-axis gimbal incorporates an oversized mounting bracket with horizontal and vertical adjustments, allowing it to accept GoPro Hero 8, 9, and 10 cameras housed within a media mod case. It will also accept many other popular brands of action cameras weighing up to 200 grams. The gimbal itself weighs in at just 292 grams and features an internal rechargeable battery rated at 2,500 milliamp hours, capable of powering the gimbal for up to 9 hours. This 3-axis stabilizer ships with all the items shown here. In addition to the gimbal itself, you get a folding mini tripod base. There's a USB Type-C cable for charging the gimbal. It comes with 2 sizes of Allen keys and several different mounting bolts to secure your camera with. There's a quick start guide and a handy carrying pouch. This gimbal appears to be pretty well made. The arms at the top that the motors are in are of this aluminum material, and the handle is a plastic material. When you push the power button here, just push it, hold it for a second, all these LEDs light up and it springs to life, balances the camera. That green LED comes on, indicating that we have a connection to the camera using Bluetooth. So now I can operate that camera remotely using these controls on the side. There's a button to take photos, one to shoot video, and one to shoot time-lapse. So if I push the video button, you hear a little beep, and you'll see the counter is counting, and it's automatically recording the video. I don't have to reach up, power the camera on. I don't have to reach up and hit the shutter. I can do it all remotely. There are a few buttons on the front here that I'll explain. The M is for mode, and by switching that, you go through the various modes. I'll explain those in more detail later, but each time you push it, it advances to another mode. Now, if you tilt the camera down slightly and you double click that, the camera will flip up to a vertical position, which is great for shooting TikTok or Facebook or other social media that requires that up and down orientation. If you double click it again, it's what they call the flashlight mode. And with this mode, you can actually use this little pan button to do the complete 360 rotation. That's that Inception style video where it spins right around. And then if you just click this once more, it goes back to normal. Now, of course, as I showed you, there is this little button that will allow you to pan and tilt the camera. On the far side, we have a USB Type-C port. That's where you plug in your cable to charge the internal battery. You can also take an output from there. So you could take a cable from there, run it to your camera, and power your camera using this as a power bank. On the front is a trigger button Basically, if you push that 3 times, the camera will spin around to do a selfie. And if you push it twice, it goes back to normal. And if you push it and hold it, it locks the camera in the last setting you had. Let go and it reverts back to full control. This gimbal has a 1/4-inch tripod socket on the bottom, so you can easily attach it to a tripod or a monopod. Of course, it comes with this little folding tripod. It just screws on the bottom like so. And when it's on there, you can just spread these legs out. And now it's a convenient little tripod if you want to set it down somewhere. Really, really easy and convenient. The other nice thing about this, if you fold it up, it actually kind of extends the handle. So, you know, if you want to do a 2-grip shot, if you have big hands, it just makes it a little more convenient to hold. Now, what I like to do is use a monopod on here. That just gives me a lot more flexibility. I have one like so. These aren't very expensive. I think I paid $20 for this one. Anyways, you just thread it on the bottom and it basically just extends your shot. And this monopod goes out pretty darn far. So it just makes it really convenient if you want to get a high angle shot or a low angle shot, especially a low angle shot. That way you don't have to bend over and hurt your back. And like this time of year, there's a lot of trilliums and flowers coming up on the forest floor. So I'm able to hold it and bend down and get a nice low angle shot like this. Now we'll just look at the various modes this gimbal can operate in. To change them, you push this M button, that stands for mode, and as you push that, these blue LEDs change depending what mode you're in. So we're going to start with this one. It says PF, that stands for pan follow, and the way that works is as you pan the gimbal, the camera follows. Now no matter what I do with this gimbal, whether I arc it or tilt it this way, it basically keeps that camera nice and level in line with the horizon. So that's the pan follow mode. We'll hit this mode button once more, and now it is in the pan and tilt follow. So again, we still have the side to side pan movement. I can arc it, it stays nice and steady, but we've added the tilt function. So as I move the camera this way, it tilts up, and as I move it that way, it tilts down. Now we'll hit the mode button once more, and we go to FPV, which is first person view or all axis. And here again, we've got the side to side pan and the tilt, but here we've added this side swing axis, so the camera actually follows the arc as the gimbal moves. And then there are the other modes that if you tilt it forward and double click it, you get this vertical mode, which is great for, you know, shooting a TikTok video. Double click it again and we get this flashlight mode where you can spin it around, do that kind of inception shot, and if you click it once more, it springs back to normal. Another feature I really like on this gimbal is its ability to switch from the front view to the selfie view. You just hit this trigger switch 3 times, 1, 2, 3. The camera automatically swings around and now it's pointing at you, so you can get these great selfies automatically just by hitting that trigger button. The big advantage, of course, with the INKEE Falcon Plus is the fact that you can put the Media Mod case on your GoPro. There is lots of room to mount the camera on here. The other big advantage, of course, to using the Media Mod case is you can add accessories. In this case, I have the little light on there, and I'm just going to show you. The reason I've slid the camera to the far end is so that it will clear this motor at the back. If I tilt it all the way, it clears that motor nicely, so I can operate the GoPro with the Media Mod case and the light, and it still works and balances just fine. This comes out to a weight of about 190 grams. The gimbal is designed to take a weight of up to 200 grams. But of course, I was curious. I have some other accessories. What else can I put on here and still operate it? So let's try a few other things. Next, I put my Rode wireless mic on the top of the GoPro. It also slides into that shoe mount, and I'm happy to report it balances nicely, and it will also let me tilt it all the way, and it clears that motor as well. Now, just barely, but it does clear it, and it seems to balance fine. Now, weight-wise, this comes in at 206 grams, so it's just over the rated 200 grams, but it seems to do the job just fine. And for the last test, I have the GoPro monitor, which is mounted on top of the Media Mod case. And again, it seems to balance nicely. This will be a great setup for doing selfie shots. Unfortunately, of course, it does not clear the motor at the back, but that's okay. It still works and balances nicely. So I can see this will be really useful. Now, mind you, this weighs just a bit more than the recommended. It comes in at 223 grams, so it is over the weight limit, but it still seems to do a good job, and hopefully that doesn't ruin anything for me. Well, to sum up, I am really impressed with the INKEE Falcon Plus. I mean, this stabilizer does a great job keeping everything nice and steady and level. Of course, the big bonus here is the fact that this stabilizer allows you to use the Media Mod case on your GoPro, and that just opens up a whole new world of possibilities. This is one gimbal I highly recommend.